Now on the Suze Orman Show, Suze's Financial Forevers.
The timeless lessons that you can live by, so no matter what happens in the economy, you will be okay.
Also,
I thought everything was fine, and then he told me he wanted a divorce.
Suze's debt plan for a divorced mother of two leads to a first.
When they say pay the minimum payment due, that is what I want you to pay.
And you ask Suze, can I afford it?
I'm going to retire in early 2016 after 35 years of working for state government, and I want to celebrate with a 10-day trip to the Bahamas.
I wish you could see the look on my face right now. Hi everybody, I'm Suze Orman, and you are watching the Suze Orman Show. We're beginning the march to the series finale of the Suze Orman Show. Can you believe it? Anyway, I hope you all tune in for the final Suze Orman Show on March 28th right here on CNBC. But until then, we still have a lot of time to talk about your money. So tonight, I want to begin with some of my financial forevers, the timeless lessons that you can live by, so no matter what happens in the economy, you will be okay. Do you understand? Because these are the first steps you have to take on your road to financial freedom. Now, I know over the years I've said a lot of things that you need to know, but I want you to jot these three down because these three are financial forevers. Number one, I want you to live below your means, but within your needs. So many of you make $3,000 a month take home, and you spend $3,000 a month. You need, if you are bringing home $3,000 a month, you need to spend only $2,000 a month. You have to live below your means, but within your needs. Now, the question has to be, how do you do that? You do that by a very simple question that you ask yourself every single time before you spend one penny. And the question is this a want or is this a need? If from this day forward you only purchase needs, you will have more money than you know what to do with. So when you go up to something and you're like, want to go out to eat at a restaurant, that is a want. That is not a need. Oh, you need to buy food at a grocery store to cook for yourself at home that night. That is a need. It is very simple to determine wants versus needs, only needs from this point on. And last but not least, can you simply get as much pleasure out of saving as you do spending? Why is it that all of you think that you're only going to be happy if you go out and you spend money, you buy things, you impress all these people that you don't even know or like with these things that you can't afford? Why can't you get as much pleasure rather than spending $50 on something that you don't need? Take that $50 and put it in your Roth IRA, put it in your emergency fund. Get pleasure out of saving. Again, if you can just do those three things, three little things, I promise you, your forevers will be okay. Now listen to me, everybody. I'm going to be giving you more financial forevers on the shows throughout this month. So you better tune in because these are lessons that will last you forever when I'm no longer on CNBC. So are you ready, everybody? Let's make a house call.
Hi, Suze. I'm Jess. I'm a 34-year-old, recently divorced, single mom of two, and I really need your help to come up with a plan for me and my kids. Please help us. I was with my ex-husband for 17 years. We had two kids, bought a house in 2012, and I thought everything was fine, and then he told me he wanted a divorce. I'm the one who has to pick up all the pieces. I have about close to $20,000 in credit card debts. I was forced to sell my home and move back home with my parents in order to be able to pay my bills.
Timmy, go in a circle. Okay.
It's definitely been a very humbling experience because I haven't lived at home with my parents since I was in college.
Okay.
I was one of the women who was perfectly content to let my husband deal with the finances. Hindsight is 20/20. I wish I hadn't done that. My ex-husband would tell me, if you want to spend more than a certain amount of money, ask me, because I need to make sure it works with the budget. And I mean, I understood that, but I was making half the money, so sometimes it would bother me that I felt like I almost had to ask permission to spend my own money. I would never let any man 100% handle my finances ever again.
That one's paid off though. All right, bye.
My divorce at the time that it happened was the most devastating thing that had ever happened to me. But I really feel like I'm not the same person that I was a year ago. You know, I've gone from thinking, what am I gonna do, you know, without my husband, to now I'm like, well, you know, if I meet somebody who has the qualities that I'm looking for, then that'd be great, but I know I can make it on my own.
That's a great thing to know, my dear Jessica, that you can make it on your own. First of all, welcome to the Suze Orman Show. How are you?
I'm great.
If you were going to tell me right here and right now the one blessing that came out of this divorce, because if we can just concentrate on good rather than bad, sometimes that goodness powers us to be able to do what we need to do. So if you could tell me the one blessing that came out of this, what would you tell me it was? Or it is?
I have a lot more confidence in myself now, and that feels wonderful.
You're 34 years of age, and you have 2 kids, right? 7 and 3.
I have a 7-year-old son and a 3.5-year-old daughter.
All right. Let's talk about the 3-year-old daughter right now, in particular,
Okay.
because the other blessing, believe it or not, that's coming out of this, for at least her, is you are now being a role model for her, that here's what it takes to be a woman who owns the power to control her destiny. Here's the other good news that came from this. You said that you were ashamed that you had to move back in with your parents. You hadn't lived with your parents since you were in your 20s. The other great thing that you're showing your kids is that blood is thicker than water. That you can,
That's right.
when you're lucky, you can count on family. You can count on people being there for you. And so rather than being
Right.
ashamed of that, you should be so proud. So if we could just change your financial view of life just a little bit and get rid of the shame and substitute that with pride, then these past years, especially the past year that you were going through this, I have to tell you, will turn out to be, here's a Suze Orman prediction for you, this last year and this event will turn out to be the greatest thing that ever happened to you, bar none, until you meet the true love of your life, possibly. However, we have some things that we have to do financially speaking. Because right now, as I
Right.
look at your expenses, you're $118 a month short of you meeting your monthly bills. Your take home is $3,978 a month. Your expenses, and that includes living with your parents, are $4,096 a month. So you're currently $118 a month short. Now, part of the reason that you're short is that you didn't take probably what you should have taken during the divorce. You settled for things just to get out of it, financially speaking, when you should have been, in my opinion, more powerful at that point in time and demanded more. But you didn't. But let's just change a few things here. For you,
Okay.
for you to one day be able to move out of your parents' place and get your own place, because you're going to want to do that sooner than later, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, but that should be a goal, and it is a goal of yours. You need
Right.
to make more money and decrease your expenses at the same time. So you are a
Okay.
teacher. That means you can
Yes.
be a tutor. You can do all kinds of things. But you need to do that now so you start making more money. At the same time,
Okay.
you need to cut expenses. Now, one of the expenses that I want you to cut is this. You currently pay about $550 per month towards this $20,000 of credit card debt that you have. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Right. Don't you also have in your divorce settlement that after your ex-husband is done paying for the car payment, which will be in about 2.5 years, that he then has to split the credit card payment with you? Is that the deal?
Yes.
So why are you paying it faster so you get rid of it so there is no credit card payment by the time he's done paying for the card? Why are you doing that?
I'm just trying to get rid of that debt as fast as I can.
No, you can't get rid
Okay.
of debt when you are $118 a month short. You have got to put
Okay.
yourself in a situation where you have money saved. And all you have is $7,700 in an emergency fund. That is all you have to your name. So I want you to decrease the amount of money that you are paying on this credit card debt down to the very minimum that they will allow you to pay every single month for the first time on the Suze Orman Show. When they say pay the minimum payment due, that is what I want you to pay. And as it goes down, I want you to decrease along with them. Got it? That will save you right away about $110 a month, and now our deficit per month is gone. You now eat out every month to the tune of about $200, $250 a month. Cut it in half. So only spend, about $100 a month eating out. Save the rest. Also, you go on vacations, you buy these gifts, you buy all of these things that you really can't afford at this point in time. I don't want you really to spend more than $100 a month in total on vacations, birthday gifts, holiday gifts. That's it. Next, you currently pay $150 a month to store all this furniture that maybe you need, maybe you don't need. You could just sell all that furniture right now, seriously, put that money towards your emergency fund, save that $150 a month. Last but not least, you right now are paying off your student loan. As a teacher, you very well may qualify for a public service forgiveness loan. So after 10 years, even if you owed money after those 10 years, your loan would be forgiven. So if we could save $100 or $200 there, $100 on your credit card, $150 on your storage unit, $100, $200 on eating out, we're now saving money. Do you see? So, and as soon as your credit card debt and everything is paid off, now you really are on the road to wealth. Those are the things that I want you to do. But the main thing I want you to do is change your attitude. Always know what a blessing this has been for you. Teach your kids that family really matters and understand that you don't have anything at all to be ashamed of. Got that, girlfriend?
I do. Thank you, Susie.
Up next, the one thing you should never do.
It makes no sense, it never made sense, and it will never make sense.
And later, you ask Susie, can I afford it?
Since I was a teenager, I've always wanted a Corvette, and I found a 2000 yellow convertible that's in mint condition, and it costs about $25,000.
Oh my God, I wanted a Corvette, and then I came to my senses. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Let's go to Florida, my home state. Olivia, ask me your question.
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Olivia. Where in Florida are you?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
Close to me. Don't you just love it there? I love Florida. Anyway, ask me your question.
Sure. My husband and I have about $68,000 in credit card debt. Our minimum payments are close to like $1,000 a month. That really doesn't leave us much to cover our expenses, and we end up charging our bills back to the same card, and it's like a vicious cycle. We tried taking out a personal loan to pay off the debt, but the payments would be even higher. So my question is, should we use our 401k to pay off the $68,000, or is there something else that we can do?
All right. Here's what you need to first really get this, everybody. If I want you to get one thing, if I leave the Suze Orman Show with you just getting one thing and one thing only, it would be you are never, ever, 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 ever to take a loan from your 401k plan. It makes no sense. It never made sense, and it will never make sense. The main thing you have to understand about a 401k plan, Olivia, is that they are protected against bankruptcy. And chances are that when you have $68,000 of credit card debt, you're more likely to claim bankruptcy than anything else. So why would you take a loan from your 401k plan, use up all that money, when chances are you're probably going to end up claiming bankruptcy anyway? You have $68,000 of credit card debt. It's a $1,000 a month payment. What I would do in this situation, because I'm sure many of these payments are at a high interest rate, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, is go to a company such as a nonprofit, such as NFCC or AICA, AICCCA.org, and work with a debt management program in a 5-year program where they lower your interest rates. You pay them, they pay the credit cards, and in 5 years you will be out. But do not, and I repeat, do not touch your 401k. Let's go to Joe in Illinois. What's on your mind tonight?
Hi, Susie. My mom racked up $40,000 of credit card debt helping out my irresponsible sister who is married. She has no retirement savings but continues to pay my sister's expenses every month while my sister lives beyond her means. My mom says that she can't stop helping now that my sister has a new baby. I don't know who to talk to about this because my stepfather has no idea this is even going on. My question is, how do I get my mom to see that she's hurting herself and enabling my sister?
And I'm imagining that your stepfather is married to your mother, correct?
Correct.
And why is it that he has no idea that this is going on? Because this will affect him. Why haven't you told him?
Yeah, I think that's what's complicated. I just feel stuck in the middle. That
No. Why haven't you told him? The answer isn't that it's complicated. The answer to that question, Joe, is either my mother asked me not to, I don't want to get involved in this, I'm afraid once he finds out he's going to get mad at my mom. It's one of those reasons there. What's the real reason?
It's really that last reason you said. I'm afraid that he's going to get mad at my mom.
Stop for a second, because that's the correct answer. Then the question is, he should get mad at your mother. Do not be codependent with your mother like your mother is being with, as you say, your irresponsible sister. It will not help her. In the same way your mother is not really helping your sister, because as your sister gets older and older and older, she will be more dependent, less capable. And when your mother does pass, unless there's money there, your sister is going to be on the streets at a time that she's not going to be able to help herself. Don't let that happen to your mother. The very first thing you should do, you say you don't know who you should talk to about it, talk to your stepfather boyfriend. Let's go to New York. Michelle, you're on the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. I'm calling because I'm in serious trouble again. I owe around $40,000 in credit card debt with no idea how to pay for it. In the past, I bought things to make myself feel better, and now I realize that that didn't work. Bankruptcy may be my only option. However, the bigger problem is I'm on the deed to my mom's home. If I declare bankruptcy, how will this affect my mom?
Yeah. Listen, are you on the loan on your mom's home, or just is your name on the deed?
I believe I'm also on the loan.
Also on the loan. Here's what I would say to you is that you have to be careful here, because if you claim bankruptcy and you are on the deed to her home, which means you own this home with her, and she has any equity in that home, it is possible that the bankruptcy courts could come after that home as part of the liquidation. Do you understand what I'm saying? And attach that. So that might not be a situation that you want to do here. The other thing is, if you just stopped paying these credit cards, then what could happen is they could sue you. $40,000 is a lot of money. They could sue you, and if they win, they could put a lien on your home that your mama is in. Now, that's not so bad if she's going to stay in that home for the rest of her life. How much money do you make a year?
I make about $68,000 a year.
All right, before taxes. So normally when you owe as much as what you make, and you make after taxes about what you owe, you are technically bankrupt. If I were you, I would consult a bankruptcy lawyer, tell them the situation. You could always take your name off of your mother's home so that it wouldn't have anything to do with that. You could leave it on the loan, but not on the deed. Set up a trust for her so that you would get the home anyway, but then you wouldn't affect her if you claimed bankruptcy. That's what I would do if I were you.
Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
We would like to update our kitchen because it is outdated.
Let's see if we have a financial recipe here for you.
And a Can I Afford It Junior minds for an approval.
Yeah, I would like to purchase a metal detector.
Did you ever even think about metal detectors before your friends got them for Christmas? What do you want to buy?
2000 yellow convertible Corvette.
Backpacking in South America. 10-day trip to the Bahamas.
Time for Can I Afford It? It's always time to do this show with Can I Afford It? If you ask me, this is where you call in, you tell me what it is you want to buy. I ask you a few questions, and I tell you if you can afford it or not, and you better listen to me. Do you understand? Andy, what do you want to buy?
How you doing, Susie? Since I was a teenager, I've always wanted a Corvette, and I found a 2000 yellow convertible that's in mint condition, and it costs about $25,000.
Andy, would it surprise you when I was like about 30 years of age, 31, 32, I so wanted a Corvette. I thought it was so cool. Oh my God, I wanted a Corvette. I wanted a Corvette. And then I came to my senses. All right, Andy, show me the money.
All right, my take-home pay is $2,800 a month. My expenses are $1,389 a month. I have no debt, and I own my home outright. And in savings, I have $61K liquid and $130K in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
We're just going to take the $25,000 right out of the $61K liquid and just pay cash.
And pay cash for it. Denied. Oh,
darn.
Darn. But let me tell you why. I like that you have $61,000 liquid. I like that that's more than 8 months of your emergency fund. But you are 41 years of age and you only have $130,000 in retirement. You should have so much more in retirement at 41. I can't even tell you. So you are not going to drive your future of retirement down the drain in a yellow Corvette. Do you hear me, Andy? Jesse, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. So my two children and I would love to go backpacking in South America. The three of us have been talking lately about how some of our best memories have come from other trips we've taken. But most of those were smaller trips I took with each of them separately. So now that my daughter's a freshman in college, my son just graduated from college, I feel like this might be our last opportunity to go somewhere. You know, just the three of us.
You got it, Jesse. I see. $6,000. I just have to ask you this question. Do either of those kids have student loans?
They do, but they're all federal.
They're all federal, but they still are student loans that they have to pay back. Girlfriend, you show me the money.
Okay, so my take-home pay is $6,247 a month, and that includes a rental. My expenses are $5,210 a month. My only debt is what I have left on two mortgages, $87,000 and $67,000. Both are 15-year fixed. And in savings, I have $63,000 liquid, $39,000 in investments, and $128,000 in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
It'll come from the liquid.
It'll come from the liquid. Denied. And denied because you keep just looking at your life as what you have as an 8-month emergency fund. At the age of 48, we do not have the luxury of just looking at your emergency fund. I need to look at you have $39,000 investments, $128,000 in retirement. How are you in just 15 years going to have enough money to retire? Chances are you're not going to be able to. You cannot afford this trip. You can't even afford to help them with their student loans. Girlfriend, you have to help yourself. Just be together, love each other. You don't have to have a trip to have memories. You just have to have experiences together. Lisa, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. Thanks for taking my call. I think you're awesome.
Thank you. What do you want to buy?
I'm going to retire in early 2016 after 35 years of working for state government, and I want to celebrate with a 10-day trip to the Bahamas on the island of Eleuthera. My other retiring friend's going with me who will split the rental on the oceanfront villa. And it's going to be like $2,500 to $3,000, and that's my cost, and they include airfare and spending money.
You know, I'm looking at that picture because I love Eleuthera. I love Eleuthera. If you go to Eleuthera, if I happen to approve you, look up Captain Ryan and let him take you fishing. It's like $200. You will catch more fish than you know what to do with. I love you, Captain Ryan. Anyway, so show me the money.
All right. My take-home pay is $3,933, and that includes the rental income. My expenses are $3,326. For debt, I have $107,000 on a property for a 15-year fixed, and I have $67,000 mortgage on my rental property, and that's a 15-year fixed. I have $80,000 in federal Parent Plus student loan for my college son. I have $10,000 in a car loan and a small amount of credit card debt of $990. In savings, I have $24,000 liquid and $190,000 in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
This has been a goal, so I've been putting money aside a little here and there. I'm getting raised a small lump sum payment this year and probably next year, and that's about $1,000. I'm working some extra overtime and some of this year's and next year's tax refunds, so mostly savings.
Mostly savings. I wish you could see the look on my face right now. See the look on my face? Imagine the look on my face. Because you're 52, you're going to be retiring when you are 53 or 54. I imagine you're going to get a pension, but even with a pension, things happen. And I only have $24,000 in liquid and probably $20,000 after you take this trip. And so I know you have another 40 years or so, 35 or 40 years to live, and you are denied. You can't do this. I know it's so great to think about it, and it's only $2,000 or $3,000, but that's how we get ourselves in trouble. I just don't see the money here for you, especially because you are retiring. Meg, what do you want to buy?
Susie, you have helped our family move money mountains. We would like to update our kitchen because it is outdated. I would love to renovate it and have a raised bar top. The estimate is $10,000, and this amount includes $2,000 if we go over. I've worked with this contractor before, and he has been on budget.
All right, so $12,000, most likely only spending $10,000. I can get that. You know, everybody hangs out in the kitchen. If there's one room that has to be nice in a home, it's a kitchen. I so get that. So show me the money. Let's see if we have a financial recipe here for you.
Fantastic. Our take-home is $68.02, and that includes a rental income. Our expenses are $43.09 a month. Our primary mortgage is $190,000, and it's on a 30-year fix. Our rental is $60K with on a 15-year mortgage. Our savings is $28,000 in liquid, $165 in retirement, and $11 in 529 kids college plans.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Half will come out of liquid, and then we'll save up the rest and move forward in the spring or the summer when we have the rest of the money.
Right. But you do know that I'd like at least an 8-month emergency fund, which would be $32,000, correct, of what your expenses are right now. I'm $4,000 or $5,000 short of that. You're going to take $5,000 more out of that, which brings us down to like $30,000. So what are we going to do here? Does that make sense on any level to you, just to remodel your kitchen? So what do you think I should say to you?
Well, we do have money in retirement that is in a Roth IRA.
And that is why I am approving you, girlfriend, because at the age of 30, seriously, I think you are doing great. You know, if you look what you have in retirement, what some of those other people that called in today have, and they're almost in their 50s. So because a lot of your money is in, you have $65,000 to be exact in Roth IRAs that you can access. And I just think you're doing great. So I think you should reward yourself, and I do think you can afford it. All right, now it's time for Can I Afford It Junior. This is where somebody under the age of 16 calls in. They tell me what it is they want to buy, and I tell them if they can afford it or not. How much do I love the kids under the age of 16 are even questioning if they can afford something or not? I love it so much I can't even tell you. Are you ready, Yazan? What do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I would like to purchase a metal detector.
A metal detector for $100. What are you going to do with it, Yazan? Detect metal, right?
I'd probably use it to find treasures and turn it into an investment and hopefully make a profit out of it.
Have you seen anybody actually find metal that they could make money on using one of these? Have you personally experienced that?
No, but some of my friends have got metal detectors for Christmas.
Oh, and because they got a metal detector for Christmas, you want a metal detector for right now, even though it's not Christmas. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yazan, I have to ask you this question. Did you ever even think about metal detectors before your friends got them for Christmas?
Actually, yes, I did. I thought of getting a metal detector a while ago because I've seen people, like my dad told me that people found like really expensive coins in their backyards or at the beach.
And so you want to see if that's true. All right, show me the money, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Okay, so I make $80 a month for allowance. I have no expenses and no debt. And in my savings, I have $850 in my wallet, all in cash, and I have $2,000 in my savings.
How are you going to pay for this?
I am going to pay for it out of my wallet.
Boyfriend, you are approved because you absolutely have the money and you can afford it. It's less than 10% of everything that you have. But you might want to start taking some of that money now and just buy a few shares of stock with it or something like that so you can see the money really grow. And I think you're going to find more money that way than you are with the metal detector. All right, everybody, want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you're going to find the information you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And if we choose you to be on the air, Robo-Man, we will give you, send to you, these are so valuable you can't buy them anywhere, a t-shirt with my decision on it just for you.
Up next, she's thinking about refinancing.
Really? Are you kidding me?
And later,
my financial advisor said that I'm on track for retirement.
If I was going to give you a grade, I would be giving you, big difference between me and your financial advisor. Welcome back, everybody, at the control room at CNBC headquarters. So many ways for you to be part of the Suze Orman Show. Please take a look at your screen. You can send in an email, join us on Facebook, or if you send in a tweet and put hashtag Ask Suze, it comes to us right here. And if we choose it, your tweet will be on the air. Let's see what's trending right now. At Jersey Shore Mom 087. Should I refi for another 30 years at age 47 to do home improvements? Currently in a bankruptcy until June 2015. Really? Are you kidding me, Jersey Mom? You're in bankruptcy and you are asking if you should refinance for another 30 years until you would be 77 to do home improvements? No, you should not do that. You're in bankruptcy, which means your finances need improvement. Rather than improving your home, improve your financial situation so you can afford to keep your home. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Let's see what else is trending. We have at Stevens, my name. I've had a Visa for over a decade. Pay in full, my only card. Would opening another for better cash back hurt my credit score? Actually, it would not hurt your credit score because you pay in full every month. So if you get another card, you're just going to add to your credit limit. So it probably will even help your credit score. Go ahead and do it, boyfriend. Let's go to the Suze webcam. We're going to Gabriella, coming to us from where? Long Island, New York. Girlfriend, ask me your question.
Hi, Susie. I just signed up for a high-deductible health care plan with the health savings account. I was told that the money that goes into the HSA is my money and it rolls over year after year. Can I count this money as part of my emergency fund?
No, you cannot, because there are rules with money that goes into an HSA, and here's what you need to understand. Prior to the age of 65, if you take that money out for any reason other than a qualified medical expense, you are going to pay not only ordinary income tax on that money, but a 20% penalty as well. So you have to be really, really careful. So that money is only for qualified medical expenses. But you should know that once you have at least $1,000 in your HSA, normally your company will allow you to invest that money in different mutual funds. So it could be the very, very best retirement plan for you, bar none, even better than a Roth IRA. Now you know. All right, everybody, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next.
Pam asks Susie,
how am I doing?
I have to look at reality.
And later, test your money smarts in Susie's Pop Money Quiz.
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. I'm 48 and single. My financial advisor said that I'm on track for retirement, but he didn't seem to consider all of the deciding factors that you do. Although I'm careful with my spending, I'm worried that I'll never have enough money at any age to stop working and have some fun. My goal in a perfect world is to retire at 62 and move closer to my family in South Carolina. I'd like to do more volunteer work and spoil my adorable grandniece. Susie, how am I doing?
Pam, I find it so interesting that you're not quite trusting your financial advisor with his answer or her answer that they're giving you, but yet you're trusting them with your money. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I don't know what I think about that. You got to think about that too, right?
I am, trust me.
All right, got it. All right, because that didn't make a lot of sense. Pam, if you were going to give yourself a grade for you to be able to retire in 14 years from now at the age of 62 in this perfect world, what grade would you give yourself?
I'm going to say a C+.
A C+, and obviously your financial advisor would have given you an A, is that correct?
Pretty close to an A, yes.
Pretty close to an A. All right, girlfriend, let's first show everybody what you got going here, and then I'll give you a grade. Pam is 48. She is single. She has about $192,000 in a retirement account, $64,000 in an emergency fund, $134,000 in investments. Her current home value is $180,000, but she still owes $56,808 on it. Her consumer debt is $5,053, and her total net worth is $508,532. As we look at her take-home income versus her expenses, she does take home $3,580 per month after taxes. Her monthly expenses are about $2,200, so she has excess of about $1,343 per month. So, girlfriend, if I was going to give you a grade, I would be giving you a C-.
Ooh.
Big difference between me and your financial advisor, but let me tell you why. If you keep doing everything exactly like you are doing it, by the time you are 62, which is in 14 years, your home is not going to be paid off. Your home is scheduled not to be paid off in 18 years, and even though I know you want to sell the house and do everything, we don't know if you're going to be able to sell your house. Anything can happen at that time, so I have to look at reality. Your expenses, in my opinion, are going to increase when you retire because you're going to have to pay for your own health insurance and all those kind of things. So I have given you a goal of about $3,200 a month is what you need in after-tax money.
Okay.
So if you look at your income at 62, you're looking at about $2,400 a month from all of your investments, and you're about $1,032 a month in Social Security after tax. So you're at about $3,454 in after-tax income, and it's just too close to the $3,200 that we need. That's not enough cushion in case something were to happen to you. So here is your way to an A. I want you to work until you are 62.
Okay.
However, I want you to do the following. I want you to stop leasing a car and I want you to buy a car at the end of this lease, and I want you to pay for it if you have to finance it over a 3-year period of time, then keep it for another 10 or 13 years or longer. Next, I want you to have your mortgage paid off by the time you are 60. That will only cost you an extra $250 a month over what you are currently paying. I want you to invest at least $1,000 more per month right now over these next 14 years. If you do all of those things, now that your house will be paid off, your goal is only going to be $2,700 a month. You will have after-tax income without taking Social Security of $3,100 a month. So I've gotten a little bit of a cushion there because I also have Social Security in your back pocket if, God forbid, you needed to take it. But if you just simply waited till you were 70 to take Social Security, you would have at 70, $5,100 a month of after-tax income, and that is more than enough for you to be okay. That's what I would do if I were you, and I would look for a new financial advisor as well.
Up next, one more thing Suze wants you to know.
April 15th is coming up when taxes are due. Time to test your money smarts in a Suze Pop Money Quiz. What is the maximum dollar amount the FDIC insures in a single account? A, $150,000, B, $200,000, C, $250,000, D, $500,000. The answer after the break. Before the break, I asked, what is the maximum dollar amount the FDIC insures in a single account? The answer is C, $250,000. It's almost a wrap on the Suze Orman Show, but before we go, there is still one more thing I want you to know. April 15th is coming up when taxes are due. But do you understand that you have until that date to open up an IRA or a Roth IRA for last year, for 2014? So if you haven't funded or opened up a retirement account for last year, like an IRA or a Roth IRA, you still have time to do it. And I urge you to do so, because the older you get, the later on in life, I'm telling you, you are going to need that extra money for retirement. Now, a lot of you are thinking, but Suze, I have a 401k plan at work. I have a 403 plan at work. I don't think I can have an IRA and my plan at work. Oh, yes, you can. You can have a 401k and a Roth 401k, a 403b, any of them. And in addition to that, you can have on your own a Roth IRA if you qualify for it income-wise, or a traditional IRA. Got that? So go ahead and do it. Now you know. But until next week, there's really only one thing that I want you to remember when it comes to your money, and it is this: people first, then money, then things. Now you stay safe. Bye-bye.